Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the English Daily Book Summary YouTube channel. In order to not stop learning, listen to an English book summary every day for free.
Melody Wilding. Managing Up. How to get what you need from the people in charge. Have you ever felt like you're working hard but not making real progress? Your boss's expectations keep shifting, your contributions go unnoticed, and opportunities seem to pass you by despite your best efforts. Many professionals experience these frustrations, not because they lack talent or dedication, but because they struggle to manage workplace dynamics and communicate with decision-makers in the right way. The reality is, success at work depends on more than just performance. It's shaped by key conversations, the ones that define your role, influence your career growth, and determine how you're perceived by those in power. Whether it's clarifying priorities, pushing back on excessive workloads, or advocating for new opportunities, knowing how to approach these discussions can transform the way you work. In this Blink, you'll discover the 10 essential conversations that help professionals build influence, increase visibility, and take control of their careers. You'll learn how to align with leadership, negotiate effectively, and establish boundaries, all with practical strategies you can apply immediately. The alignment and styles conversations that build your influence. When Melody joined a routine morning conference call, she was surprised to hear an unfamiliar voice. Moments later, she was told her job was terminated, effective immediately. This made no sense. Her performance had been praised, and her work was valuable. After some reflection, the real reason emerged. Her role wasn't aligned with the company's main priorities, and lacking leadership support or internal advocates, she was at risk during budget cuts. Her experience is a reminder that good work isn't enough. Your role must align with what truly matters to your company. Staying aligned starts with understanding exactly what your boss expects and how your work supports broader business goals. The first conversation you must have to ensure career growth. Don't assume you're on the right track. Ask direct questions about key priorities and success metrics. Build relationships with decision makers who can vouch for you when priorities shift. Create a power map, an organized way to pinpoint key stakeholders and decision makers, to help you understand decision-making power in your organization. Such relationships can make the difference between being seen as indispensable or expendable. Alignment also shapes your future, so define a one-year vision to clarify what you want to accomplish, whether that's leading a critical project, developing expertise in a new area, or gaining visibility among senior leaders. When your goals and the company's priorities overlap, you're in a position for both security and growth. Let's now turn to Gabe. He was frustrated because no matter how much effort he put into preparing a team member for promotion, his boss refused to budge. Meanwhile, his colleague Adrian took a strategic approach, recognizing that the boss wasn't rejecting ideas outright, but responded better to structured discussions. He framed his interactions in a way that made her feel involved in shaping the solution, demonstrating his understanding of our second key strategy, communication style alignment. Workplace friction often comes down to one simple issue. People communicate and make decisions in different ways. If you don't understand your boss's style, even the best ideas can fall flat. That's why recognizing leadership styles and adjusting accordingly is a game changer. The 4Cs framework breaks down managers into 4 types. Commanders are direct and goal-focused, preferring efficiency and clear-cut solutions. Cheerleaders bring energy and teamwork, but can change priorities often. Caretakers support their teams but may hesitate when making tough calls. Controllers rely on structure and accuracy, favoring well-documented and precise communication. Adapt your approach to fit your boss's style for smoother interactions and better outcomes, but also advocate for your own work preferences. Create a Me Manual, a personal guide outlining how you work best, to clarify your communication and workflow expectations. Even if you never share it, Thinking through your needs will subtly steer interactions in a way that makes work more effective for everyone. The ownership and boundary conversations that define your impact. Seiko, a hospital prosthetist, saw that medical shipments of prosthetics and braces were frequently misdirected, delaying patient care. She gathered data, surveyed colleagues, and took her findings to leadership. Facing initial resistance, she persisted. After a year-long approval process, her solution, a dedicated mailing address, was implemented. Patient satisfaction improved, and her initiative earned her a seat in strategic discussions. Taking ownership is our third key conversation. It means solving problems without waiting for approval. Workplace inefficiencies often persist simply because no one acts. The key is to start small, addressing manageable issues that improve both workflow and team efficiency. Gain buy-in by referencing past wins, framing ideas at the right time, and pre-framing solutions to reduce resistance. But ownership isn't about working alone. Keep colleagues informed, seek input, and maintain transparency to ensure lasting impact. Drew, a research manager at a city environmental agency, was exhausted after a multi-year cleanup project. He needed a break, but his boss immediately assigned another high-pressure task. Hesitant to push back in case it hurt his career, he eventually raised concerns about the urgency and workload. His boss initially dismissed him but later reconsidered, offering a compromise and asking for his input on what was manageable. By setting boundaries, Drew improved both his own and his team's work conditions without harming his reputation. Discussing boundaries is our fourth conversation. Saying no at work is difficult, but it's necessary for long-term success. The key is to push back strategically. Instead of rejecting a request outright, offer alternatives, explain trade-offs, or connect your limits to organizational goals. Excessive workloads don't only impact individuals, they reduce overall team performance and quality. Managers are more likely to respect boundaries when they understand the reasoning behind them. Resistance is inevitable, but reinforcing boundaries with confidence and learning from experienced colleagues can help maintain them. Setting boundaries protects both your personal well-being and long-term effectiveness. The feedback and networking conversations that build your career. Radha, a specialist in employee relations at a Fortune 100 company, found it challenging to manage her boss's frequent changes in focus. At times, the priority was handling employee complaints, while other weeks it was planning company-wide training initiatives. With priorities constantly shifting, deadlines were often missed, yet Radha was reluctant to raise concerns. When she finally did, at first, the manager was defensive, but eventually recognized the issue and improved communication. This shows why giving feedback to a manager requires both strategy and diplomacy. If you've ever wanted to address a problem with your boss but held back, you're not alone. Many employees delay providing feedback due to fear of repercussions, yet this hesitance can allow workplace inefficiencies to persist. This leads us to our fifth key conversation: feedback. To provide effective feedback, concentrate on actions rather than personalities, keep language neutral, and propose constructive solutions. Before speaking up, consider whether the issue is a pattern, if it has serious consequences, and whether you have enough information to assess it fairly. Taking ownership of what's within your control before escalating the matter can also prevent unnecessary tension. To be effective, feedback must be delivered in a way that minimizes miscommunication and pushback. A good approach is to present observations backed by evidence, clarify the consequences, and suggest practical improvements. Timing matters. Urgent issues may need immediate discussion, while complex concerns might require a planned meeting. It's likely that some managers will be defensive or dismissive. In those cases, stay calm, ask reflective questions, and document ongoing issues. If necessary, seek support from HR or colleagues. Networking, our sixth key conversation, can support this. Building strong workplace relationships isn't just about interactions with your boss. Letitia, a UK-based analyst in a global tech firm, became aware that her lack of networking was limiting her career prospects. She realized that colleagues from other countries were being selected for training sessions that she hadn't been informed about. Determined to expand her network, she engaged with internal professional groups and shared insights in her company's Women in Tech channel. This led to a connection with an HR specialist who helped her transfer to a US-based role she'd otherwise never have reached. Career advancement shouldn't be dependent on your direct manager alone. Broadening your professional network can open new doors and provide valuable insights. Making connections with senior leaders requires more than just formal introductions. Attend meetings, volunteer for projects, and engage in conversations. The best approach to networking is to build genuine relationships by finding shared interests, offering value, and staying in touch. When you do need to ask for a favor, keep your requests specific and manageable, respect the other person's time, and give them an easy way to decline. Remember, a single connection can open doors you didn't even know existed. The visibility and advancement conversations that drive your success. Jeremy, a pattern maker at a luxury fashion house, often helped resolve conflicts between designers and production teams, but his efforts went unnoticed. During a chance conversation with an executive, Taraji, he described how he balanced creative vision with production constraints. Impressed, she invited him to discuss his ideas further. That offer opened new doors for Jeremy, proving that visibility, our seventh key conversation, comes from ensuring the right people recognize the value of your contributions, not from self-promotion. Professionals often struggle to showcase achievements without seeming boastful, yet relying on hard work alone rarely leads to recognition. To stand out, frame contributions around company goals, increased efficiency, revenue, or problem solving, rather than personal effort. Daily interactions, meetings, casual chats, and one-on-ones are opportunities to reinforce your impact. Storytelling, explaining challenges you've tackled, results you've delivered, or innovative solutions you've introduced, helps people see the value you bring. Simply working hard won't guarantee recognition. Leaders must be aware of your successes. When overlooked or having work credited to someone else, respond strategically. Instead of direct confrontation, subtly reaffirm your contributions. I enjoyed leading the strategy on this project, and it's great to see the results paying off. If you're invisible at work, take the initiative, request to present updates, share results, and seek out mentors or sponsors. Advancement is another key conversation to have with your manager. Elaine, a senior executive assistant, expected a promotion based on her performance. When her boss dismissed her request, she sought feedback, built a case for how a chief of staff role would benefit the firm, and presented a structured proposal. By aligning her goals with business needs, she secured the promotion. Advancing your career requires strong results and alignment with leadership priorities, whether cost-cutting, expansion, or innovation. If growth is a focus, highlight how you've managed expansion efforts. Success also depends on understanding office dynamics, building relationships with decision-makers, and securing mentorship. If your career is stalled, ask for clear milestones or increase your visibility through networking and industry recognition. In workplaces where promotions are rare, create your own advancement opportunities. Propose new roles, lead key projects, or assume additional responsibilities. Taking the initiative and aligning work with company success positions you as a leader before the title is official. The money and quitting conversations that define your career. Essa Doa, a department head overseeing more than 200 employees, consistently delivered strong business results. Yet when he researched industry salaries, he discovered he was earning 30% less than the market rate. For years, he had avoided negotiating out of gratitude for his initial offer, but his growing frustration pushed him to take action. Armed with salary data and a clear breakdown of his contributions, he finally made his case and changed his financial future. If you want to negotiate a raise, it's time to think about our ninth conversation: money. Yet the first step isn't scheduling a meeting with your boss, it's research. Use websites like Glassdoor and Payscale, consult with recruiters, and discuss salaries with trusted colleagues to compare your role with similar higher-paid positions. Craft a compelling argument by emphasizing measurable contributions. Whenever possible, back up your request with data such as how you've boosted efficiency, driven revenue, or cut expenses. If exact figures aren't available, qualitative evidence like customer feedback or internal reports can still support your request. The way you frame the conversation matters. Managers respond best when you tie your contributions to business goals and industry standards. Choose your timing wisely. Asking during strong company performance or a period of salary growth increases your chances. Be prepared for pushback. If the budget is tight, suggest alternatives like performance-based bonuses, stock options, additional paid time off, or professional development funding. If your manager claims it's not the right time, ask for a formal salary review later with clear performance targets. If your company has known pay equity issues, shift the discussion to fairness and industry benchmarks to apply pressure. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, a raise isn't an option. Jade, a marketing executive, found herself in this situation. After a company merger, her career hit a dead end. She proposed new initiatives, pushed for more responsibility, and tried everything to advance. But her ideas went nowhere. Even her new boss admitted that her growth opportunities had disappeared. She hesitated to leave, but eventually she faced reality. Waiting wouldn't change anything. It may be time to move on if your role offers no room for growth, your contributions aren't valued, or repeated promises of promotions and raises go unfulfilled. Quitting is our 10th key conversation. When resigning, keep it professional. Express appreciation, give proper notice, and create a transition plan to maintain good relationships. If you receive a counteroffer, think carefully. Many who accept counteroffers find themselves in the same unsatisfying situation within months. Before leaving, secure strong references, handle your exit interview tactfully, and craft a farewell message that keeps doors open. Maintaining a strong professional reputation is important, since news of your departure can spread within your industry. Leaving on good terms ensures your next step is a strong one. In this Blink to Managing Up by Melody Wilding, you've learned that career growth relies on strategic conversations. Aligning with leadership, communicating with clarity, and setting boundaries ensure that your contributions are recognized and valued. Managing up strengthens professional relationships, builds influence, and creates new opportunities. The 10 essential conversations provide tools to advocate for your needs, push back on unrealistic expectations, and highlight your achievements. Whether negotiating a raise, increasing visibility, or gaining leadership support, these discussions shape your reputation and position you for advancement. By using these strategies, you can move from workplace frustration to professional fulfillment. Clear communication and strong relationships turn challenges into career-defining moments, giving you the confidence to shape your future on your own terms. Okay, that's it for this Blink. We hope you enjoyed it. If you can, please take the time to leave us a rating. We always appreciate your feedback. See you in the next Blink.